I'm not teaching, I'm publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in UK test part 606 while doing a bit standing yoga. And if you participate in the standing yoga, that is at your own risk. We're going to do the yoga in the second half of the video. Now, we want to look for the House of Commons. It's not that much written. And we already did that all, but now we want to do it in a manner that we're able to present it down in one presentation. And that do we want to shoot then in a video and publish that video separately, in which we explaining what the House of Commons is. The House of Commons. The House of Commons is regarded as the more important of the two chambers in Parliament because its members are democratically elected. You know, that's after all the voting, the constituencies, and all the members of Parliament. The Prime Minister and almost all the members of the Cabinet are members of the House of Commons. Each Member of Parliament, MP, represents a parliamentary constituency, which is a small area of the country. MPs have a number of different responsibilities. They represent everyone in their constituency, they help to create new laws, they scrutinize and comment on what the government is doing. So if they're not part of the government, it's meant here, if they're part of the opposition. They debate important national issues. And anything here written. The House of Lords is normally more independent of the government than the House of Commons. It can suggest amendments or propose new laws, which are then discussed by MPs. Help to create new laws. Yes, this is also discussing about new laws, which are then discussed by MPs. It can suggest amendments or propose new laws. So can the House of Commons not propose new laws? The House of Lords checks laws that have been passed by the House of Commons to ensure they are fit for purpose. If the House of Lords has proposed the laws and the House of Commons has done them, maybe that is it. The House of Lords proposes the laws, then the House of Commons talks about it and changes one to words, then it goes back to the House of Lords and they're saying if it's okay or not. The House of Lords checks laws that have been passed by the House of Commons to ensure they are fit for purpose. It also holds the government to account to make sure that it is working in the best interests of the people. Now, who is not the government? This is a little problem. Who is the government? It's just written system of government, and it is the House of Commons and the House of Lords. And now we're having here the section, the government, that is the Prime Minister and the Cabinet. Now that is the government. I now understand how they've written it here. They're writing the government, and then we're saying who the government is. That is the Prime Minister, together with his Cabinet, opposed by the opposition, and they are voted in, and that how it comes together through the party system. And the civil service is carrying out in the bureaucratic act what the government does. And then there are smaller governments, the local government, but there are also devolved administrations in Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and the media is also then reporting on all that. It's so simple if one knows what is written here. I now understand the structure which we use to write this. The government is the Prime Minister leading the Cabinet. That is the government. They just have to work in the system of government. They are in the House of Commons, but they have to work together with the House of Lords, because the laws which they say should happen have to be checked by the House of Lords. And in this House of Lords they are the peers, and they are the ones who are specialized in particular areas, and the knowledge is useful in making and checking laws. The House of Commons has powers to overrule the House of Lords, but these are not often used. One cannot without the other? Is that what we mean? We don't really get that part fully, but I understand now how they've structured the whole thing, who's the government. Now I know at least how it is structured here. Don't completely understand every aspect, but... Okay, the House of Commons. Maybe it's easier to make first a video about the Houses of Parliament. Then we can be a little broader, and we can say the structure of it. Then we can go in the House of Commons and say specifically who's there. Okay, we're going to do the next video is the video about the Houses of Parliament. And then we're going to do one for the House of Commons and the House of Lords, if it works. And then we're going to do actually one about the government. Now where we have understood it. It is what I just said. Prime Minister, Cabinet, Opposition, they're all together in the party system. Civil service is carrying out and helps them to do what they want to do. And then we're local and devolved administrations and governments. Okay, one big important problem is that they don't understand what other things here are today. Here's written until 1958 some things. Then it's written since 1958 these things, and then since 1999. Are now all things which are here written under 1958 still now accurate? So in the past, that is not anymore. Were all peers hereditary, which meant that they were inherited by title. It would have been helpful maybe if I had written it in the past tense. But I don't know if it's actually true. I just said it because I'm just using the past tense. And until then, they had to be senior judges or bishops of the Church of England, or the peer had to be hereditary. And since 1958, does the Prime Minister have the power to nominate peers just for their own lifetime? These are called life peers. They have usually had an important career in politics, business, law, and are another profession. They very seldom use brackets. That is not a point I want to make. It's just a little observation I just made. I don't know what it means, but they're using very seldomly observations. Maybe that explains why they are then suddenly writing a sentence which has nothing to do with the previous or the next sentence. They're explaining here what is happening since 1958, and they're saying that the Prime Minister nominees peers for the lifetime, and they are called life peers. So, easy. And then they're going on. They have usually had an important career in politics, business, law, and another profession. And the next sentence, life peers appointed by the monarch on the advice of the Prime Minister. If one understands that sentence, it makes totally sense that it's written there, because you're not trying to understand the sentence. You know what is written here. You just take the next information. We don't have to be ordered anything. But if you don't know the information, you read them like that, and then that sentence in the middle. They have usually had an important career in politics, business, law, and another profession. Everyone who knows that, just in and out, because we know it. Of course, had an important job in something. Most people know it, information got, and no further processing necessary. Next sentence, life peers appointed by the monarch. Totally understandable. That had to be in brackets. That has to be in brackets. It's no my open thinking about a proposal. Since 1958, the Prime Minister has had the power to nominate peers just for their own lifetime. These are called life peers. They have usually had an important career in politics, business, law, or another profession. They, who's they? That are we asking also? They, the peers. Now at that point we have very little understood who the peers are. Because the peers are this not the people or the thing which they have? Power to nominate peers. These are the people are called peers. And they have it for their lifetime. So it's called life peers. And they have usually had an important career. Who? The life peers? No, the people doing the life peers. They have usually had an important career. That sentence doesn't fit the previous one. That's almost like reading bullet points. They have usually had an important career in politics, business, law, or another profession. Life peers are appointed by the monarch on the advice of a minister. Now the life peers are the people getting the life peers. It's both. As soon as the person gets a life peer, they have a life peer. So one could say the life peers appointed by the... But we are not really that far. We are just processing that the people who get it, no. The people who are at the position itself is someone who has a career. Now we have to process that we're not talking about the position, but about the person. They also include people nominated by the leaders of the other main political parties, or by an independent. That makes total sense if someone knows what is written here. If not, they also include people nominated. They, who's they? They, the people appointed by the Prime Minister. Life peers are appointed by the monarch on the advice of a Prime Minister. They also include people nominated by the leaders, but why then making a dot? Why then ending a sentence and not going on, or even using the word again? We're talking not about the monarch or the Prime Minister. We're talking about they also, the life peers. And not the life peers themselves, but the people doing life peers. The peers. They're having it for life, so life peers. We're talking about they. And they also include people nominated by the leaders of the other main political parties or by an independent appointments commission for non-party peers. Now we're talking about non-party peers, and we haven't really understood what peers and live peers are. I'm not really complaining. I'm trying to understand what's written here, because I want to explain it now in a moment. And I want to explain it understandably. Since 1999, hereditary peers have lost the automatic right to attend the House of Lords. So who's now called the hereditary peers? The peers, who are the peers, but these are the persons, but we have it through hereditary peers, so not for life peers, but probably we had it for a lifetime. Or when are we giving it on? When are life peers giving it on? When we're resigning? There's so many questions, and most of it doesn't really make sense. Most of the answers we get to these questions don't make sense based on the information we've got. Hereditary peers have lost the automatic right to attend the House of Lords. They now elect a few of their number to represent them in the House of Lords. Who's they? The hereditary peers. But how do they come to be hereditary peers if they have lost the automatic right to attend the House of Lords? And who is a few of their number? If they are not in the House of Lords, it cannot be the people in the House of Lords selecting some people to become the next people in the House of Lords, because they have lost the automatic right to attend the House of Standing Yoga. If you're here to riddle around about the House of Lords, then you can go directly to the next video. We go to another Standing Yoga. If you participated, that is at your own risk. Then we will send you together. We're breathing in, and we're doing the eagle's wings. Breathe in, lift the arms. And breathe out the arms down. And again, in with the arms up. And out the arms down. Hands to left arm. Breathing in with the arms up. And breathe out, lift the arms down and open the chest to the sky. Breathe in and lift the arms. And breathe out, open the arms to the side. Breathe in, lift the arms up. And out, we're coming down into the chair. Make an inch space between the feet. Breathe in, come halfway up. Come high up. And breathe out, and we're coming up. Now breathe in. And out, open the arms to the side. Breathe in, lift the arms up. And out the arms down into the chair. Breathe in, come halfway up. Higher, and out again. And now breathe in and come up onto tiptoes. And breathe out and we're sinking down into the actual chair. Breathe in and come up. And breathe out again down. Breathe in, come up. And breathe out, close the feet, bring the arms on the side down, and we're going down. We're doing the moment. Bend the right knee and stretch only the left leg. Breathe in and change. And out and stretch the right leg. Breathe in and change. And out and stretch the right leg. Breathe in and change. And out and stretch the right leg. Breathe in. And out, hanging down. We're doing the pelican. Make a hand of space between the feet. Shift the weight to the heels. And breathe in and go down. And out and up again. Again, in and down. And out and up. Again, in and down. And out and up. Take hold onto the elbows, the chair shakes counterweight, and gently swing from side to side. And feet together, hands down. You're breathing in, coming halfway up. And out again down. And again in halfway up with a straight leg. And breathe out down. Breathe in and we're coming up. Breathe out, open the arms to the side. Breathe in with the arms up. Breathe out, open the chest, bring the arms down. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Breathe out, open the arms to the side. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Breathe out, arms back. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Close my hands and breathe out, lower the arms down. It was a very short and fast steady yoga. I thank you very much and until next time.